I've come to understand about life is that everything happens for a reason. But with everything that happens, right, we're supposed to learn certain lessons. Today we're having a story time, so let's get started. Hey guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in to my channel. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Since you're already here, you might as well go ahead and become a part of the family. Do me a favor, go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any more of my episodes. You will be notified every time I upload a new video. For my returning subscribers, you guys are the real MVPs, and I love you all so much. Okay guys, so today we are having story time. I just wanted to sit and just chit chat with you guys today. So I want to talk about an experience that I had, and it's actually a dating experience. See, sometimes we find ourselves in like different relationships, and sometimes the relationship don't always go the way we want them to go. And sometimes when they end up, like when we end the relationships, a lot of us, we're so hurt, we're so broken, and oftentimes we just focus on the brokenness, or on the hurt, that we don't take the time out to try to figure out, well, what was it that I was supposed to learn out of that experience? What was supposed to be the takeaway from that mishap, or that wreck of a relationship that just happened? You know what I'm saying? Or that good relationship, but that just ended up not working out. So one thing I believe in life is that something or people or situations are supposed to teach us things. They're supposed to help us to grow, so that when we get to the next phases of our lives, or the next level of our lives, we'll be able to function in those levels a little better. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay, thanks. Okay, so for today's story time, right? I was in high school, yeah, actually, and I started dating this guy. We gonna keep him anonymous, okay? Because I didn't get his permission to say his name on here. I'm very, very private with my relationships. I'm not big on, being like public. I like to keep certain things to myself, so I just want to respect his privacy and stuff like that. So I had just graduated from high school, and we got in a relationship. But first of all, okay, so here's the first thing, right? He was a little younger than me, so I was 6 months older than him, right? Like not even a year, just 6 months. But I don't know what it is. There's something about the African culture. It's like if the woman is older than the guy, then people kind of like frown on it. They're like, oh, why are you dating somebody? You're older there. You're dating your son. You're dating whatever. Okay. So when we first met, I realized that, wait, I was older than him. And we hadn't started dating yet. We had just met. We were just friends. Really, really cool dude. So he fell in love with me. And for me, I couldn't get past the fact that I was older. I was 6 months older, and he was such a great guy. Like he loved me genuinely. Like he went out of his way to do things for me. He told our close friends, because we had like the circle that we used to hang out with together. He told them that, oh, I'm really, really in love with Princess. I'm feeling her, but I don't know why she doesn't want to give me a chance. Can you guys talk to her? Please give me a chance, and stuff like that. But for the longest time, I was playing hard to get. I'm just like, no, like, I'm not trying to date him. I'm older than him, for one. And then two, like I had other people that were trying to shoot their shots. So I wasn't paying him no mind, but he was so persistent. He stood with me. And at that time, my family and I, we were going through so much, but he still stood with me, right? And then finally we ended up going out. I'm like, okay, fine. Like he wore me out. He couldn't, like he was so persistent. He wouldn't give up. He wouldn't take no for an answer. I was like, okay, I usually won't date people that I'm older than, but I'm willing to bend the rules for him. But I think by the time I finally got over myself and got to the point of saying, yes, I would date him, he was starting to get maybe like a little weary or whatever. So anyways, but we did it, and he was a good boyfriend. But at that time, I had a lot of personal issues, like self acceptance issues, self love issues, self esteem issues. I was broken myself. I wasn't really in a good frame of mind. I didn't understand what true love was. So I wasn't able to reciprocate, right? I wasn't able to give back the true love or the love that he was giving out to me in the way that he was. I was talking to him anyhow. For me, the concept of submission, like wives should submit or women should be submissive as the African culture would have it. For me, it was just like, no, like, what am I submitting for? Like, boy, bye, like, no, kind of thing. You know, I wasn't, let's, to be very honest now, so that I can finally own it. I wasn't the best girlfriend at all. And he showed me unconditional love. I still always say that he's the first guy I've ever dated that have shown me what true love really is. And so, by the time I actually let some of my guards down and kind of say, okay, fine, I'm going to open myself to this experience. I'm going to open myself to learn how to accept the love that he was giving me and to learn how to give the love back. I think it was a little late because um, another girl got in the picture, and he started talking to the girl and stuff like that. So I started noticing that the way how he used to like go over and beyond to do things for me started to drift a little bit. And the way how, he used to blow me up like 24/7, and I used to be like, oh, like I need to breathe, like get out my face. He wasn't doing stuff like that anymore. And so in a way, like, I started realizing, just how good of a man he was, just how good of a boyfriend he really was. And so I started, you know what I'm saying? That was the time where it clicked for me that I'm like, you know what, let me start doing what I need to do. Um, at least fake it till I make it, because at that point I still wasn't fully at the point of self love that I needed to be, or at the self of confidence that I needed to be, or at the sense of healing that I needed to be at. But I'm just like, let me just at least try finally, to let him know that, okay, I do love him back, or I do appreciate him, and I do want us to make things work. Like, sent him on an assignment to like a different state and stuff like that. So he would go for a while and then he will come back, and then he would go for a while and then he will come back and stuff like that. So when he would come back, I would see like messages from like the new girl, and I would see like certain pictures that didn't belong there in his phone and stuff like that. And but at that time, I knew that he was slipping away, and so I started getting hurt. Like, okay, like, I know you had to work really hard to get me, but why can't you just forgive me and just see that I'm trying now, that I want you now and stuff like that. But long story short, one day I got up, I got really upset, and I was just like, I'm going to call her and I'm going to tell her that you playing her, that you and I were together, and everybody knows that we're together, and that it's over between y'all. So I called the guy, right? I called the girl, and he got so upset, like, why'd you call her? Why'd you da 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 da? Like, y'all, like, he went off. So I was just like, what you mean? Like, why you mad? So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm tired of playing these games. I'm not. You can't have your cake and eat it too. No matter how bad of a girlfriend I was at first to you, I've been a pretty darn good girlfriend lately. And so you're gonna have to make a choice. It's either her or me. It's either her or me. And he was just like, well, I choose her. So it's over between you and I. And he was just like, well, I choose her. So it's over between you and I. So you guys, I had my little heart broken, you guys. Like, I've never, like, honestly, getting your heart broken is like the worst feeling ever. You guys, like, I could feel like my heart had been taken out of the case. I've never felt like that before. Like, I couldn't eat. Like, I lost so much weight. Like, I was just so hurt from it. So basically, right, I wanted to share this story with you guys because I learned a few lessons from that relationship that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, lesson number one, right? Love does not really have like an age factor. That person can be older, that person can be younger, you guys can be the same age. Who cares? I was so stuck in my cultural ways of not personally thinking just about myself accepting him, but I was thinking, will my family accept him? Will my friends accept him? Will my friends make fun of me for dating somebody I'm older than? I don't want to be made fun of for dating somebody that I'm older than, blah, blah, blah. Lesson number one that I learned from that is like, who cares? Who cares, what they think about your boyfriend being older or being younger? Or they can laugh at you all they want that you're dating a sugar daddy or you're dating your son or you're dating a... What matters is that, does this person truly love me? Does this person respect me? Do I love them? Is this somebody that I can submit to, that I can respect, that I can really be with? And at the end of the day, after you've asked yourself those questions and you've prayed to see whether it is the will of God or not, who cares what the norm or what society or what people will have to think about the both of you guys? One thing I've noticed is that family and friends and loved ones will have the ideas of who they think you should be with or who they think will be the best fit for you. But at the end of the day, they're not the ones that's going to be in that marriage. They're not the ones that's going to be in that home. It's going to be you. It's going to be you and that person. So if that person makes you happy, then hey, they make you happy. Whether you're taller than them or they're taller than you, whether they're skinny or you're bigger or they're big and you're skinny, whether they're older or younger, who cares? Number two, I played hard to get for too long. Okay, ladies, especially African ladies, we have this thing where a lady have to play hard to get, so that way the guy will know your value, so that the guy will work hard, so that the guy can earn your love. Look, y'all, look, if you love somebody, you love somebody. Why put the person through so much torture? The person loves you. If you feel like, okay, you feel the same way about the person, why are you faking? Why are you dragging them through so much emotional struggles? And that's what I did to him. Because at some point I realized I was finally starting to have feelings for him, but I was still playing hard to get. Like, I didn't want to give in. So ladies, like, don't be wasting the boy's time or the man's time if you really know that you love the guy, because you never know. You might not be as lucky as I was when he stayed around and kept trying. Some guys, they gonna get tired and they gonna keep it moving, period. Give the person a chance. Why are you prolonging the process for like 6 months, 5 months, 10 years? Like, I really do not understand it. It's like, so that's another thing that I learned. And then the third thing that I came to realize is that if you're not in a good place, like I wasn't, like I didn't have that self-love that I needed, the self-esteem in myself that I needed. I was broken. I shouldn't have taken him on that roller coaster ride with me. I mean, granted, he wasn't taking no for an answer, but I think I should have just stood my grounds maybe, instead of saying, okay, I am broken and the love that he's showing me is so kind and so overwhelming that maybe that love can fix this brokenness in me. But I came to realize that it doesn't work like that. So what am I saying is that I learned from that experience to not go into relationships just because I was hurting, just because I was lonely, just because I was broken, just because I was lacking in self-confidence, just because I was vulnerable and I just needed somebody there to tell me they love me or I'm beautiful or they care. So I shouldn't have drug him along with me on that emotional roller coaster that I was on. I should have given myself the time to get to where I needed to be before allowing him to come into my life. Okay? And then another lesson that I learned from that is that you can't have your cake and eat it too. And that's for guys. He wanted to be with her and he wanted to be with me. And that it's not fair. Guys, if you're not happy in the relationships that you're in, why creep around? Why, why play around? Because at the end of the day, you're saying, oh, I don't want to hurt her, because if I break up with her, I'm going to hurt her, but I really want to move on. Oh, I'm really feeling this person. At the end of the day, somebody's going to be hurt anyway. So why don't you do it in a respectful way than doing it the way he did, where I had to find text messages and I had to find all these things on his phone? It made it even like so much worse. So guys, learn to be honest and just straightforward in your relationships. Just tell the person, hey, I'm not feeling us anymore. I don't think we're going anywhere. I don't feel like, this is this is the relationship that I want to continue with. I know we've dated for 6 months, but I think it's just best we go our separate ways. Like, I can respect somebody that will be straightforward with me and say, Princess, I'm no longer feeling this relationship. Or, Princess, I don't think it's going to work. And for your sake, I want to respect you. I don't want to waste your time. I think we should go our separate ways. I will respect that so much more. So I think those are some of the lessons that I learned from that relationship. But I learned so much from that relationship. And I learned that true love do exist. Because there were a lot of times where I questioned his true love. Like, why do you love me? I don't even love myself. Well, I didn't love myself at the time, so I was just like, why do you even love me? Why do you care so much? What do you want? I was always so suspicious. Like, why? Why are you loving me the way you do? Why are you giving me, like, there's so much attention that you're giving me? Like, what's really up? So, like, I was always expecting the worst. Like, when are you going to break my heart? Like, when are you going to hurt me? Like, when are you? So I always had my guards up, but I learned that sometimes there are genuine people that just want to come into our lives, that just want to love us, that just want to be there for us. But sometimes we stand in our own way. Okay? So yeah, I just wanted to share that story time with you guys. You guys, I was so broken. I cried. I cried for months. I was so hurt, you guys. I really was. But years later, funny thing is, years later, he came back. It didn't work out with him and that girl. Karma. She thought she was going to this my man and keep him. No, honey, don't work like that. So he ended up breaking up with her. He came back into my life. We became friends. He wanted a second chance, but I said no. And that was just because during the period that we broke up, we both have gone through separate paths, separate religional beliefs, separate ideologies, just separate mindsets. Now when we became friends again, that I'm like, I don't think this is going to work. And there were some red flags during the time when we were dating that I saw, that when we reunited again as friends, when we came back together as friends, because for a long time I didn't talk to him, but when we became friends again, that I saw that those red flags had magnified. Like, those characters and those traits in him had gotten worse. And I'm like, I didn't like those characters then. I definitely am not going to like them or tolerate them now that I have a good understanding of who I am, now that I have that self-love, that confidence, and this boost of self-esteem that I have now. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to tolerate these things now. So we were just not like vibing anymore like that. But he really was pleading for a second chance when he came back. I'm just like, no, like, it's just best we just stay friends. So we're just friends right now, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, that's enough of story time, you guys. I just wanted to come on here and share those things with you guys. And then also don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and then also click on the notification bell. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.